2 hours before the fire. Suncheck gave drinks to the guests and she danced while drunk. She did it on purpose, so that Bum would be embarrassed to see his fiancée acting strangely. Then Suncheck also made a tower block game. If someone took a block containing a question, then the person on their right would answer the question. It turned out that before the club meeting, Suncheck made a tower block with Bangwool. Suncheck also the one who wrote the questions on the blocks. If someone couldn't answer the question, then that person was given a punishment, that is drinking a drink with a very strong alcohol. The game started from Jinli, who took the block first. The question on the block was, if your lover turned into an insect, would you save her or kill her? The person sitting next to Jinli is Bum, so Bum has to answer the question. But Bum doesn't want to answer the question, he also doesn't want to drink because he doesn't want to be ordered. Then Suncheck drinks the punishment drink because she doesn't want the event to be ruined because of Bum's actions. Seeing his girlfriend drinking the drink, Bum also joins the game and takes the block. The question on the block is, what color are your underwear? But Bum didn't ask that question, he changed it to, when was the last time you kissed? Suncheck was a bit shocked because she didn't feel like she wrote that question. And Suncheck confidently answered that she had never kissed since she was born, because she was a noble woman. Then Bum talked about that night, and Suncheck immediately covered Bum's mouth. Suncheck's mother was still shocked by the fortune teller's prediction. Then her 3 sons ran. They told her that there was a marriage proposal coming to their house. Bum openly announced that he would marry Suncheck. They were all shocked to hear that. Suddenly Jinli dropped the drink because her body had red spots. It seemed like she was allergic to the peach drink concoction. They panicked and Suncheck accidentally dropped the candle. Then a fire broke out because there was a mixture of liquor on the floor that was easily ignited. That was the cause of the fire at that place. When Suncheck arrived at home, Bum's marriage proposal was rejected by Suncheck's father, because his father felt that his daughter was not ready to get married. But Bum gave the reason that Suncheck has taken his virginity. Hearing that, all her family was shocked. And her father still refused Bum, because none of her 3 older brothers were married yet, so Suncheck would get married if her older brothers were married first. Seeing Bum's struggle, it seemed like Suncheck had feelings for him, but she couldn't get married, so Suncheck would obey her father's words. But Bum remained firm in his stance, because Suncheck was the one who started kissing him first. Then Suncheck told Bum not to embarrass her in front of her family. Actually, her father couldn't accept Bum for another reason. He didn't want his daughter to join the royal family. Bum told Suncheck's brothers not to hinder their younger sister's future, by not wanting to get married. So Bum would give them 2 months to find a future wife and get married. They could only obey Bum's orders because they were afraid that Bum would do something undesirable. Her mother was very disappointed with Suncheck, and she told Bangwool to get a knife. Suncheck thought that with short hair, she wouldn't get married, so she asked her mother to cut her hair. But her mother didn't cut Suncheck's hair, because actually her mother didn't mind if Bum became her son-in-law. According to her mother, what a man needs is appearance. Power and wealth can be lost, but not appearance. Because if she lived with a handsome man, then her anger can disappear by itself. Suncheck didn't expect that her mother have such of thoughts. Bum accidentally dropped his mother's ring. It turned out that his mother had asked Bum's father to attack the kingdom, but his father didn't dare, so his mother did it. But his mother died in the attack. The current king is Bum's father's brother, and Bum's father will disappear if the king forgives them. But the king will still kill his father. Then Bum begs for forgiveness, and he will do whatever his uncle asks. For the sake of his family, Bum follows his uncle's orders. He is forced to learn the sword and let his hands be covered in blood in order to survive, until his sickly father dies and Bum lives alone. Hwasun begs the queen mother to marry Bum, even though Bum already has candidate, but they are not married yet. Hwasun seduces the queen mother until the queen mother will think of a way later. Sujiam's father is very angry because he had heard about the gathering and even caused a fire. He asked Sujiam to stop messing around, considering Sujiam's position in the palace. So his father asked Sujiam to act maturely because if he made another mistake, his father would not remain silent. Rumors of Ibum's wedding plans spread in the community. Suncheck was embarrassed because many people were talking about her and Ibum. Suncheck accidentally hit a hungry foreigner, then Suncheck invited him to eat together. It turned out that the foreigner's ship was stranded, that's why he was there. Not only that, Suncheck also invited the foreigner to buy new clothes. The shop assistant was a little scared when Suncheck invited a foreigner, because he said that the foreigner carried an unknown disease. But Suncheck felt that it was just a rumor, and Suncheck would be responsible if something happened later, so Suncheck asked the waiter to make a suit for the man. The waiter could only obey, because it was Suncheck's request. Suncheck went to Yuni's house because she was worried about her condition, but the maid said that Yuni was not at home. The maid also told that Yuni had recovered after taking the medicine. Hearing that, Suncheck was relieved. In the middle of the road, Suncheck met Yuni's father, and Suncheck was very happy to meet him. Yuni's father was happy that a noble like Suncheck wanted to pay attention to his daughter. And Suncheck said it was because they were good friends. It turned out that Yuni was actually at home. For some reason she didn't want to meet Suncheck. Bangwol brought the herbal medicine that Ibum brought. Suncheck remembered Ibum. She felt sorry because Ibum had fought for her, but she also realized that Yuni would take care of him later. At that time, they heard something. It turned out that Sujiam was outside at Suncheck's house. Sujiam met Suncheck because there was something he wanted to tell Suncheck. Hearing that, Suncheck thought Sujiam would confess his feelings, because previously Sujiam caught Suncheck in his arms. But it turned out not to be like that. Sujiam actually stated that he liked Yuni. Hearing that, Suncheck was stunned because she wasn't the one Sujiam liked. It turned out that Sujiam liked Yuni when Yuni drank the punishment drink for him. So he told Suncheck, because it seemed like Suncheck could help Sujiam to have a relationship with Yuni. Suncheck was very confused because she should have matchmaking Ibum with Yuni. Then she asked Sujiam for time to think first, and Sujiam had no problem with that. He actually thanked Suncheck. Ibum visited his parents' graves, but at that time there were people who attacked him. They fought and Ibum managed to fight them back until they tried to run, and Ibum kept chasing them, but Ibum lost them. Then Ibum told the king that the Huxa clan was trying to attack him again, so he asked the palace to increase security. When he saw Ibum, the king felt fear in Ibum's eyes, even though there was no fear in Ibum's eyes before. The king felt that there was someone Ibum had to protect right now. Suncheck met the foreigner again. He asked Suncheck to show him around because he only had one friend he could invite. She is Suncheck. Then Suncheck was willing to go around with the foreigner. After finishing going around the market, the foreigner thanked Suncheck. He shook hands and hugged Suncheck. When entering a place, the foreigner spoke Korean and inside the place there was Wasun waiting for him. While walking, Suncheck felt something strange with her body. She then coughed and blood came out of her mouth. Ibum was shocked when in front of Suncheck's house, there were soldiers burning Suncheck's clothes. Bangwol then told Ibum that the soldiers took Suncheck, because she was suspected of having an epidemic. Hearing that, Ibum rushed away. Suncheck was in a place where the place was tightly guarded. No one was allowed to enter the place. But Ibum still tried to get in. He didn't care about his own safety. Suncheck felt very cold. At that time there were many hands that trying to reach for her, but it turned out to be just an illusion. Suncheck was confused. Where did the mistake start? Was it because she changed the story without knowing herself? Is that what caused her to get sick and maybe die alone? Finally Ibum came and hugged her. Seeing Ibum, Suncheck asked if she was going to die soon, and Ibum said he would chase Suncheck until the end. Suncheck cried because she still wanted to live. Suncheck asked Ibum, why would he do that for someone like Suncheck? Ibum never thought about it, but sharing warmth with each other is love. The Queen Mother met the king because she wanted Prince Ibum's marriage to go through a selection process. According to the Queen Mother, Ibum is not an ordinary prince, he is Prince Jiangxiang, the king's favorite prince. So they can't let an ordinary person marry Prince Ibum. The king agreed with the Queen Mother's wishes. Ibum diligently gave Suncheck medicine, he accompanied his lover when Suncheck needed help. Suncheck was worried that they would die together because of the disease, but Ibum guaranteed that they would be able to get out of that place. Yuni's father told her that there would be a selection to become Prince Ibum's wife candidate. And her father planned to send a marriage proposal, so that Yuni could take part in the selection. Yuni was actually not very interested, but her father said that they were no longer ordinary people but nobles. As long as they had money, they could do anything. The next day, Suncheck felt like she had recovered. She felt sad seeing Ibum, who always accompanied her until he fell asleep beside her. The day of the marriage selection was about to begin. The girls ran to the palace. It was like a war marriage. The ghost who entered the fortune teller's body saw them. He thought that someone would benefit from the marriage. Then he flew the poster with the marriage selection information to Suncheck. Suncheck read that the marriage selection process was only until 1 p.m., and she went to the palace. Ibum was surprised when he didn't see Suncheck in her bed. Suncheck had decided that the rest of Cha Suncheck's story would be reserved for Ibum. She would bet her heart and fate only for Ibum.